So as you can see, you can notice the way the serpent, it does like a loop, right? So, you know, and when you understand St. Louis, remember I said when you translate praise the Lord, it becomes St. Louis. So you see through, remember, as he said, you get to the Father through me. So that's why they got a gateway in St. Louis. You know, and if you've been out there, you know, I've been out that way quite a few times. You know, one side is the ghetto and the other side is like the suburban area. You know, basically on one side you left behind, you inhale, and the other side you're going in the suburbs, just symbolizing you're going into prosperity, into the promised land type thing. That's how accurate they do this stuff. But if you when you understand it, like I was saying, you can see that loop right there. You see how it's like a loop. So let's delve into this. So when you understand how everything works, you know, as it's written in Isaiah 5:20, you know, it's written, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So you see, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. And then in Isaiah 45:7, you know, as it's written, let's delve into this, man. All of it's coming together. There's no way around it. So let's read Isaiah 45, verse 7. 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So you see, it's going to be the duality. So like I told you, pay attention to that like a loop. And then hence St. Louis got the gateway arc. And then, you know, as it's, when you understand what they call it, they like to call it the Ankh, but it's really the Louis. It's in pagan. I'm going to explain what they did with the Ankh. So as you can see, you know how we uplift the sun. So, you know, what do you use to raise up? You know, he's the headstone that we must uplift. Remember, it said Christ is our rock. So, you know, you use a rope. You know, like, you know, you basically, when you understand carpentry work, you use a rope. So we raise him up. So as you can see, when you understand the stone, who he is, you see you have to tie the rope through the hole. You see that right there. So you see the St. Louis gateway, and the same with the loop. You see that? So let's talk about this, because it all comes together. So you know what they used to do, the ancient Egyptians, you know, what they would do is they use the Ankh and they call it nose breaking. Let me explain that right quick. They'll do the nose breaking because, you know, they want to become their own gods. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna explain that because in John 19:34, you know, as it's written, when he got crucified, when Christ was crucified, remember they stabbed him in his lungs. Remember that? They stabbed him right in his lungs because, you know, they want to breathe their own air. Remember it said the Father put the breath of life within us. So they want to be their own God. So they used to do the nose breaking in ancient Egypt. You know, that's why they used to use the Lewis. You know, they like to call it the Ankh, but they used to use the Lewis. They'll use it for evil instead of what it was truly intended for, as the key of David to open the kingdom of heaven. And I'm gonna show y'all something right quick, if y'all don't mind me talking, because it's just all right in our face. Look at this right here. So as you can see, remember Prince used to have the Revolution, and, you know, he used to do Purple Rain. Now when you understand the color purple, you know, you got purple for royalty of heaven, and then you got purple for royalty of Babylon. So it's duality. So, you know, they like to adorn themselves as kings. So as you can see, it's the same thing. You see, he called it the revolution because they want to be revolutionized. They want to be independent and free from the law of God and do what thou wilt.